Okay, I'll start again. Good morning. This is an open meeting of the New York State Board of Real Estate that is being held remotely. This remote meeting is conducted in accordance with the governor's executive order relating to the COVID pandemic and as authorized by Chapter 417 of the laws of 1921, Chapter 1 of the laws of 2022, and Part WW of Chapter 56 of the laws of 2022. So with that, we can continue on with the agenda, and the first item we have, you all have a copy of the agenda, and that is the public hearing, the resolution. And you all received a copy of the resolution in advance, so can I have a motion to,
Oh,
Dave, what?
sorry, Duncan.
No, no, go ahead.
Um, the item actually is the public hearing pursuant to Part WW.
Okay, I'm sorry.
And so if it's all right with your permission, we actually have to open up the public hearing portion of that before we could get to any discussion on a possible vote to adopt the resolution or the written procedures.
Absolutely, please go ahead.
All right, thank you. So good morning. It is approximately 11 a.m. on May 18th. This is a public hearing conducted by the State Real Estate Board of New York pursuant to Section 103A of the Public Officers Law for the purposes of receiving comment on a proposed adoption by the board of a resolution authorizing the use of video conferencing, and two, to establish written procedures governing member and public attendance for future meetings of the board and meetings of any and all subcommittees of the board now existing or hereinafter. Section 103A of the Public Officers Law authorizes a public body to allow its members to participate in a meeting remotely under extraordinary circumstances at locations that do not allow for in-person physical attendance by the public, provided that the public body adopts a resolution authorizing such remote attendance and establishes the written procedures governing member and public attendance consistent with Public Officers Law. As mentioned, if adopted, the resolution would authorize the real estate board, any of its all subcommittees now existing or hereinafter, to use video conferencing to conduct meetings in a manner authorized by Section 103A. These would be meetings where a member is unable to attend physically due to an extraordinary circumstance, but would be permitted to participate using video conference technology in a remote location that is not open to the public. And resolution would also establish the written procedures governing the specific protocols for attendance by board members. The notice of the hearing was posted on the department's website. Any person present that would like to make a public comment, please raise your hand using the WebEx if you're appearing virtually, or if you are physically attending our New York City office, please indicate on the screen that you would like to make a public comment. I'm just looking around, giving people the opportunity. Okay. So it's looking around, it doesn't appear as if any members of the public wish to provide public comment. Noting for the open meeting laws as well as pursuant to Public Officers Law, this meeting is being recorded and it will be posted later on the Department of State's website. There being no one appearing and offering to wish public comment, let the record reflect that it is now approximately 11:10 and the hearing is now closed.
Thank you, David. I assume then we move to item number 3, and I hand it over to you again.
All right, thank you. So in the board members package and also posted on the website and as listed in the agenda item for today, there is both a draft proposed resolution, which would generally authorize this board and all its subcommittee members to appear virtually using video conferencing technology, not telephonic, but it would have to be video, in the event that there is a extraordinary circumstance that would prevent the board member from actually appearing at a public location in person. So as I had mentioned at the last open meeting of the board, it's likely that the COVID emergencies may not be extended again. They're currently in effect through June 14th, where if it's not extended after that date, any future meetings, all members would have to appear at a location that is open to the public. So what the law allows under Part WW would allow a board member, if they have an extraordinary circumstance, to appear virtually. The rest of the board would actually still have to meet at a public location that any member of the public can attend. So the quorum would have to be at those locations, but anybody else that wanted to participate could then also participate virtually, and their vote would count the same way as if they were in person. It's just their location is not open to the public. So the draft resolution basically confirms that that is sort of the intent and desire of the board. To accompany that, there is also the actual written procedures that sort of explains how a board member could potentially take advantage or rely upon public officers law exemption to appear virtually. It identifies extraordinary circumstances, for example, as disability, illness, caregiving responsibility, and any other significant or unexpected factor or event which precludes such members' physical attendance at such meeting at a location that is open to the public. And it explains the process that a board member would go to use that. If a board member does appear using video conferencing, they are required to state that they're appearing virtually, that it's through an extraordinary circumstance, that they're on video, and that the transcript or a transcript will be produced and posted online. The resolution and the written procedures will also be posted on the Real Estate Board's website, which is housed on the Department of State. So that's generally the proposal for the adoption of a resolution, as well as written procedures. As we just sort of went through, this was publicly noticed and there was no public comment received. And so at this point, it would be up to any member of the board to make a motion to potentially adopt the resolution, and then also make a motion to potentially also adopt the draft procedure. Try to address them for the board members. Any questions? Oh, Duncan, no. Duncan is
Yeah, I'm unmuting everyone that the board members.
Yes, thank you. I was muted there. So then can we have a motion? Do you want to approve them separately or together, Dave?
There should be a motion to adopt a resolution pursuant to Part WW to authorize video conferencing technology, and then the second one would be a motion to adopt the actual written procedures.
Okay, great. So can I have a motion to adopt the resolution, please?
Hey, really quick, I have a just a question, just for clarity. So if the quorum were 7 and there were 5 people present at a physical meeting and 2 people virtually, we would still have quorum?
No, you would not.
That's what.
Yeah, and the thing to note about this particular board is that the quorum requirements technically can change. Some of the other boards that are housed at the department.
Before we get into discussion, just motion seconded, then we'll open it up to discussion, please. So we have a motion. Do we have a second?
Second.
Okay, thank you. Then we can open it to discussion.
So just, answering Mr. Burnett's question, this board, the statutory authority specifically provides that the majority of the members currently serving on the board shall be required for the quorum, whereas other boards, it doesn't have that provision. And so even if there were vacancies, they'd still count towards the quorum. So in this board, hypothetically, if there were 5 vacancies instead of 2 vacancies, we would just be counting how many people are actually serving on the board, and then the simple majority of that to satisfy the quorum. And then that number, those people would have to be at a location that's open to the public in order to conduct business.
All right, are there any further questions? Seeing none and hearing none, all in favor?
Aye.
All those opposed? Any abstentions? Seeing none, the resolution is adopted. Excuse me. And now I need a motion, please, to approve the governing procedures.
I'll make that motion to adopt the governing procedures.
Thank you. And I need a second, please.
Second.
All right, discussion?
Second.
Do we have any discussion on the procedures? All right, seeing none, hearing none, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed? Are there any abstentions? All right, the governing procedures are approved. We now go to item number 4 on our agenda, new business. The next meeting date is Thursday, July 1st at 1 o'clock.
July 21st.
I'm sorry, July 21st. My apologies. Thank you, Denise. Is there any new business to come before the board? All right, seeing none, hearing none, this meeting is adjourned.
Thank you.
Nice day, everyone.
Thank you,
Bye, thank you.
everyone. Thank you.